Hey, it's Michael Kosta. It's Monday, May 12th. This is the Tennis Anyone podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Those seem to be going well. I appreciate you very much. That's my book, Lucky Loser. It's alive and well. You can listen to the audio version. If you want also, I read it, which sounds like the first three chapters sounded like I was in first grade reading out loud to a class. So then I made us go back and reread it after I had read the whole book because it kind of calmed down a little bit. It's a little strange. When as an adult are you reading for someone other than children? And oh man, the other day I was reading my daughter this book about this fucking hedgehog that the tree that the hedgehog lives in upstate New York, I guess, gets chopped down and the hedgehog accidentally becomes picked. The tree becomes picked for the Rockefeller Center. Whatever. I'm not going to make fun of the book because it's a book for kids and I've never written a book for kids. But it starts with like little sentences like, this hedgehog lives in a tree. You're like, okay, good. This hedgehog has a pine cone that's a friend. And I'm like, okay, fine. And my daughter's 5 and she's reading and we're reading for bed. It's a really nice moment usually, but then you know the fight's coming up for bed. Anyways, you keep turning the pages and it's like it goes from the hedgehog lives in a tree. And now it's like fucking like this much words, paragraphs. And it's 9 p.m. This kid is so tired. I'm tired. You need a quick book. You need to write a book like Donald Trump is the author. Hedgehog lives in a tree. Page. Tree has lots of pine cones. Bang. The sun goes down. It gets cold. Boom. I wish someone would take me to the city. Bang. What a surprise the next day. Bang. A chainsaw chopped the tree down and I was inside. Bang. I saw the sparkling lights of the city. Bang. Page. But this fucking thing, by the way, parents, have you noticed that some of these books 100% have been written by AI? My daughter bought this book of a koala on the front with his huge big fake eyes like a Coco Melon character, which terrifies me. I hate that. And you start reading it and you're like, fucking AI wrote this. I promise you. And then you go to the back and it said made in China. And I'm like, what is the literary guidelines here? Are we just printing and publishing books that a robot wrote? Also, who checks the artwork in a book? Because that could just be ripped off another picture of a koala, which is a ripoff of a ripoff of a ripoff. It does feel like there's too much going on. And I think it's not just the Trump administration. I think he's a symptom of it. But he keeps overwhelming everyone with information. And it does kind of surprise me that he wants this gift airplane from Qatar when you go to the places where Trump overwhelmingly wins and they would have hated that Obama got a gift or whatever. So I don't know. So anyways, I'm reading this hedgehog book to my kid and the page is like this long and everyone is exhausted. So I start paraphrasing and then, I basically do what I just did for you. So then we went to the Rockefeller Center and my daughter goes, you're not reading all the words, even though she doesn't know how to read. You're not reading all the words. And I go, look, you don't want to read all the fucking words of this book. And then she goes, oh my God, you said fucking. So now she goes F-wording. She says F-word. But yeah, I've said fucking in front of my kid. Okay, I've said shit. And I shouldn't, I guess, but it's just a sound. So I say, say frick. And then she's like, I'm freaking hungry. And I'm like, well, don't say that either. And well, why not? It's not the F word. Well, you're right. But it's like, it's just a sound anyways. This whole thing is so silly, isn't it? Isn't it so silly? Like when you do a stand-up comedy special, the legal team sends you all the times you swear and how you swear and fucking is a gerund and to fuck and got fucked. And it's like, these are just sounds, man. Yo, man, these are just sounds. So Rome is going on. You know that. Yannick Sinner, let's track him because remember, this is his first tournament back. first round he beat some guy named Bai. Second round he beat Navone 3-4. Then he beat Jay De Jong. Lucky loser. Available now. By the way, if you want a book with some funny, heartfelt, sad, funny stories, no politics, that's your book. That's your book. Failing, but also succeeding. I'm getting really, really kind feedback on the book. Let me find my own messages. You guys, I can't respond to all these. But I do very much appreciate those of you that have sent them to me about the book. Hey, Kosta, really enjoyed the book. Just wanted to say that the condom anecdote happened to me once. When I started dating my now wife, the fucking dog ate and then shat a condom. She lived along, so it wasn't a problem. She lived, so it wasn't a problem. Ha, 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 ha. Nice one. Thank you for the message. Where does this person come from? I can't do it. Someone else sent me... No, another person. Also, people send me all the time like, hey, why don't you come to Seattle? It's like, I was just there 2 months ago. I don't know what to frickin' tell you. I'm getting a lot of nice messages on the book. I appreciate you guys very much. Where's another example? Can't find them. Finished your book. Great work. What was most inspiring to me about your journey was your years of relentless hustle and comedy. Okay. Clearly inspired by what you learned from your tennis career. What a brutal couple of worlds to make it in. Great. So thank you, guys. I'm not reading that to tell you to get the book. I'm just reading it to tell you that I'm getting nice messages, and I appreciate you. And Lucky Loser is available. And Lucky Loser, Jay De Jong from the Netherlands, lost to Jannik Sinner 4-2, round of 32. And now Jannik Sinner, in probably his first real test, will face my boy Cerundolo. And you know he's my boy because his point is a whip. Whoosh. And I would think Francisco would have a chance here. But then again, as the Nothing Major guys mentioned on their podcast, it's not like Jannik Sinner was injured. He was forced to take a break as a healthy person. So if anything, he should be coming back well-rested and stronger. Okay, so in the round of 32, we're not on the round of 16. No, we're in the round of 16. We have Jannik Sinner versus Cerundolo Munar versus Casper Ruud. Urkash versus Mensik. Tommy Paul versus De Minaur. Can you imagine playing Alex De Minaur on a red clay court? No thanks. Draper versus Moutet. French. Hatchinoff versus Alcaraz. Can you imagine playing Hatchinoff on a red clay court? Oh, wait, you're playing Alcaraz? I can imagine it. Musetti versus Medvedev. Fils versus Zverev. So we got some great matchups here. This is Rome, after all. ATP 1000. Defending champion? I don't know. Let's see. 2023, 2024 Rome champ. Do you know? It says Iga Swiatek. Isn't that funny? Like, it just assumes that it's Iga that I want to know. Which, by the way, it should make that. It should just give us both. Alex Zverev won the men's singles and Iga won the women's. Okay, fair. Thank you, AI. I don't want AI in my life. I wish you could turn it off. I don't want it. I wish I could just say no, thank you. But Google's starting to feel creepier and creepier, huh? Isn't their whole thing don't do evil? It's just creepier and creepier, and everybody uses it. Everything's a Google Doc. We'll download the, we were trying to like fix some stuff in our building, and it's like, you just got to download this app, and it's always Google. And download this and authenticate through your Google app. Google. It's like creepy, man. Sign in password. You want to use your fingerprint? Google. Ugh. All right, women. Quarterfinals, Sabalenka versus Zhang. Goff versus Andreeva. They just played. Andreeva. Paulini versus Schneider. Oh, yeah, Diana Schneider. WTA, new?
Hi, my name is Diana Schneider.
Diana Schneider, 21 years old. Is that Germany? Is that German I'm seeing? There's no flag, so it's got to be Russia. Mother Rushki. Started playing tennis. I can't understand any of those cities. Moved to Moscow age 9 and is now studying at North Carolina State, where she's majoring in exploratory studies. Exploratory studies? Exploratory studies. Information. Exploratory studies. This is from Purdue. Allows you to explore your options and interests before you select a major. Exploratory studies is for students who have not yet declared a major yet. This sounds like the perfect major for an athlete. So she is in the quarters versus Svitolina. So it's a lot of the same players. And I got to admit, it does start to feel like you just see a lot of the same players playing in the same court, different city. And it's been well documented. I'm not the only one to say this, but we need time to miss this sport. And there's a part of me that's hedging my interest in Rome and Monte Carlo because I know I'm going to like really consume for the French Open. But that is for this sport to figure out. And you do need good warm-up tournaments, and each one of these cities is well deserving of these tournaments. But they really did themselves a disservice when they just overloaded all of us with so much tennis. Some of you have been asking me how my back is. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I've had some left. When I went to LA, I played tennis, I played pickleball, and then I was supposed to play tennis one day, but it got rained out. So I tried something that I hadn't done in a long time. I ran 1 mile on a treadmill, and since then, my left foot has been tingling. Actually, that's not true. I then went to acupuncture, and then my foot has been tingly. So I don't know if they put something out of place or put something back into place. But in general, the overall vibe on my back is I feel secure with my back. I get nervous whenever I bend, do a lot of bending with the knees. I wake up and it's the first thing I do is stretch and open it. I actually think the biggest help has probably been the roller. I do that a lot of times throughout the day. So it's become a constant management thing. And I try to do stretching before I go to bed. And I would say the biggest strength or healing mechanism that I've tackled is Pilates based. I don't think yoga was good for my back, you guys. I'm doing a ton of core strength, mat Pilates. I do the reform Pilates when I can. There's only like 4. It just fills up so fast, so it's hard to get. You have to literally wake up at midnight. For those of you that live in real America, in the suburbs and in between the coast, I just want you to know, like, I have to wake up at midnight to get online to try to get a Pilates class in a week. And I'm not used to this shit, and it drives me nuts. And the tennis court situation is even worse than that. So, but I'm finding that, knock on wood, I haven't had a throw out the back situation since September of last year. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 8 months. That was really bad. That's when I was golfing on the second hole. Took the day off to go golfing with my buddies and completely just could not move my back. Problematic. During the U.S. Open of all times. So, strengthening the core seems to protect the back a lot. I never really understood it, but people are explaining to me that your abs then, like a coffee can around your spine, if it's secured and strong, it will take on the stress of that movement. I can tell you right now, sitting sucks for my back. Driving sucks for my back. I get standing desks now completely. So I would say Pilates has really helped me out. For those of you men out there that are like, I'm not doing Pilates, let me say it a different way. Physical therapy. It's the same shit. You do all the same shit in Pilates as you do in physical therapy. So the back is stronger. I still do some of those stretches I told you about. I'm still using the inversion table occasionally, although it's more just for relief. I don't think it really strengthens you very much. There's 6 tickets left for this Friday at the Edmontown Hall Theater in Newtown, Connecticut. We've got 416 sold. So we got 6 tickets left. That will sell out. Info on my website, michaelkosta.com. That's my last road gig for a while. The next one is in August, San Antonio and Dallas. Who doesn't want to be in San Antonio and Dallas, August 1 and 2? Sarcastic. So if you want to go to Newtown, Connecticut this Friday, I'll be there. Very funny. Jill Wiener will be opening as well. Wiener. How was your Mother's Day? Huh? Good? I was in charge of the kids, and it was a fucking disaster. They never met up with the attitude. One was terrible, one was great. One was terrible, one was great. They were never just great at the same time. When they're both bad, it's kind of at the same time. It's kind of like so impossible. It's funny. But great job to all the mothers out there growing a child in your belly. I was just walking around. I was in a bunch of different places, and I was saying Happy Mother's Day to all these women. I don't even know if they were moms. There was pregnant women. I just said, hey, Happy Mother's Day. I don't know. Is that cool? And then I would comment on their bodies. No. But yeah, it's nice that we have a day to celebrate moms. We all have moms. We should all have dads, but maybe not. And it's nice to see. I really like when I see older kids with their moms. I saw a lot of 20-something kids out with their moms. That's nice. Walking, going to garden. Someone at work told me that, they were like, these are work women. These are like women, they're not in college or whatever. And they like did a workout with their mom, or they went to a museum with them. I like, that's so nice. That's great. It'd be nice if we just did that more often than not on Mother's Day. And the irony of it is because I was single parenting on Mother's Day because mom wanted to do her mom thing with her other moms, which I'm down and support. Duh. I was too busy to call my mom. You fucking asshole, Kosta. But thank you, moms out there. You do a good job. It's not easy. It's a pretty thankless job. It's not until you have kids later that you realize how important and difficult it was to be a parent. What else? I was on Pete Holmes's podcast. You Made It Weird, and it was weird. The beginning part was weird because I was late and he wasn't happy about it. And to his credit, we repaired it throughout the pod. We finished the pod strong. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. He discussed it in his introduction. I'm sharing it with you here. I was late, was running late. Had to cross town in L.A. Thought where I was having breakfast was closer than where my first meeting was. It wasn't. Had issues. PCH, blah, blah, blah. Was texting him saying I'm late. He said no problem. I got there. And it irked him. Fair enough. And also part of the problem was I had given him that I only had an hour to do this thing. And then I showed up late, right? I get it. I've been doing a joke lately about how I hate when people are late and they're not rushing, Like if you're late, run, be sweaty, right? Oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm late. It shows that you care. It shows that you care about that. So maybe I didn't do it. Maybe I didn't do that. Anyways, that's out. It's funny. It's on YouTube. We talk death. We talk comedy. We talk Lucky Loser. We talk Lucky Louie. Very easy person to talk to. Very generous with his guests. Promotes their projects really authentically and kindly. And knows a lot about spirituality and talks a lot about spirituality, which I really appreciate, even though I would not put it in the organized religion category. But as I've gotten older, I've definitely embraced more the idea of spirituality. I think it's very interesting, this Pope pick. At first, I was worried that he was like a Trump Pope because Trump showed up to talk to the Pope. The more that I learn about him and his calm demeanor, and that he didn't speak English right out of the gate, that he spoke Latin and Italian and Spanish, and then later spoke English, even though he's from Chicago, White Sox fan, tennis player. A lot of you sent me that. I guess there's a secret tennis court at the Vatican. Shh, nobody tell God. It's where the tennis court is. In the name of the Son, the Father, the Son, and the secret tennis court. What style of tennis would Jesus Christ play? Probably be a really solid all-court player. I picture him being good on the dirt. You know what I mean? One-handed backhand with a nasty slice. I would picture Jesus Christ to have basically Steffi Graf's game. Kind of a little bit of a hitchy, grippy forehand, but wouldn't hit a lot of backhands. But when he does, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel Jesus Christ's backhand. And when he misses, he would go, Jesus Christ. I would do that. Come on, Michael. He would go, come on, Jesus. So love the fact that this Pope plays tennis. The Catholic Church, they're not on my friend list. I don't pin the Catholic Church in my text messages. They've done a lot of messed up stuff, man. They've paid off and settled a lot of lawsuits, and I am not a fan of the Catholic Church. I am a fan of a gentle, kind-hearted, multi-language religious leader who preaches prudence and kindness. I'm all day, baby. Any religion, any organization. It feels like the more that I've learned about Pope, is he a Bob? Pope Leo? I think he's a Bob. It seems like the Catholic Church was well aware of the power and direction of the United States, and it was long thought that the United States should not have a pope because we are already so dominant globally from a military, economic, public opinion, language, media standpoint. But now it almost seems like very much Pope Bob was picked to show the rest of the world or help counter what is the authoritarian rule of Donald Trump. And I'm thankful for that. And you can't sit here and tell me that the Cardinals are not fully aware of world politics. And didn't he get it on the second day, third day? That's kind of like when the Supreme Court does that unanimous decision. It's like, oh shit, they doing it. So it was real clear. They wanted Pope Bob. By the way, there's a funny video of him cheering at the World Series when the White Sox won. They zoomed in on him. They didn't. If it wasn't the Pope then. And from what I have, let's see if I can find it. Pope. I'm just searching Pope. Why am I on Instagram? Let me do this. Let me go search Pope information. I fucking hate Meta. Don't you? Pope media clip. Video shows Pope Leo at White Sox World Series game. Yeah, that one's pretty funny, actually. All this old stuff of him is coming up. I wonder if they had to, like, scrub it. Scrub him? Scrub the Pope? No, that's going on in the back chambers. Hello, folks. But the reason it's important to me that the Pope plays tennis is because, one, he's probably going to live longer. That's good. It's good for the brain. a lot of problem solving. I was just thinking about like all the different problems you are solving in a point of tennis. From the very beginning of just throwing your toss up and having to immediately adjust contact points, swing, grip, effort, grunt, body, everything based off just the first thing you did, which was throw the ball up. Then responding to what your opponent does to you, the footwork, the strategy, the swing, the grip. Hopefully not the score, but probably the score. You might play it safer depending on the score. You might play it more risky depending on the score. All of these things are making our brain active and compute. And it's really why we should all be playing more tennis. More tennis courts, easier to play in a city. Jesus Christ, it's hard to play in New York City. Fucking kills me. Guys, cholesterol is 80% diet, 20% exercise. At least the bad cholesterol is LDL. HDL, I don't know what that is. I forget what my doctor said. But my LDL is too high, which is like fried foods, baked goods. That's what gets me. I guess takeout. I don't know. He also said that sometimes your LDL can just go up. Oh, also, I got to get my fucking colonoscopy. Do you know that? Life, man. All right, we did back update. We did Pete Holmes Made It Weird. We did Rome update. We did Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. We did the Pope. I think that's it. Next time I'll be hosting The Daily Show will be June 3, 4, 5. And I'm excited about what match am I excited about? I'm excited about Sinner Cerundolo. Be very fun to see that. It might be happening right now as I speak, even though it's probably midnight. I also think Hatchinoff Alcaraz will be good. It would be fun to see. Has Sinner ever played Cerundolo? Sinner head-to-head Cerundolo. Let's see. They have played twice and they've split. Oh shit! Look at that. The last time Cerundolo won round of 16 at Rome 2 years ago. Beat him 6-7, 6-2, 6-2. Look at that. Look at that. They played 3 times in 2022. I also want to see Hatchinoff. Oof, how do you spell Hatchinoff? That's the real. Let's do Alcaraz head-to-head. Hatchinoff spelled this so poorly. Oh, my God. Karen Hatchinoff, Carlos Alcaraz, 4-0 Carlos Alcaraz. You need to be able to, it's easy to say this now because I saw, but you need weapons. You need weapons, and I don't know what Hatchinoff's weapons are other than it's extraordinarily fucking solid. They've played 4 times. The only time they went 3 was in 2022 at Roland Garros round of 16, and the reason they went 3 was because Carlos Alcaraz won in straight. This is going to be a beatdown. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tennis Anyone podcast. I'm Michael Kosta. We'll see you in Newtown, Connecticut this Friday. Don't forget to order your colonoscopies. Don't forget to lay off the fried food and full-fat dairy. That's your LDL. What else? Be hosting the Daily Show June 3, 4, 5. Game, set, match, Kosta. Thank you for reading Lucky Loser. Thank you for leading a review for this podcast. Appreciate you for watching on YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.